Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to day 8 of Camp NaNoWriMo. Day 8 officially means that we are in week 2, which, excusing my problems with day 4 last week, is usually when things start to get dicey for me. So in an effort to fix what I know aren't only mistakes that I'm making in this draft, but just my writing in general, I have decided that I would fan cast my main characters. This idea was prompted by Heidi over at Listen I Have an Idea because she was talking about the writing mistakes she's made in like this wonderful video. I will link it down below. And it reminded me about how I never describe my characters. That is a big struggle for me, is just description period, but especially when it comes to my characters, and it's really bad when they're main characters. And Heidi and Becca, and I think another one of Heidi's videos, were commenting and saying that they actually wanted to make that one of their goals potentially for their drafts, which is just to describe their characters less, to let the reader fill it in with their imagination. But I do that on accident, and I don't necessarily think it's always in a positive way. Descriptions are like the bane of my writing existence, and I've gotten a lot better over the years, but I still just don't do a very good job of painting the picture of what my main characters look like. Very specifically, it's what they look like that you get nothing. So to remedy this, I'm going to fan cast my main characters, and I did this last year during NaNoWriMo in November, and it helped me so much just to get a mental image of them. And now that I'm using Scrivener, there's actually this whole character bio section, and you can fill in videos and pictures and put them all within Scrivener and within like your research file. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I thought I would share with y'all today. Now, before I get a little bit farther into the characters, I just want to say that there's going to be 7 that I'm going over today because I do have 7 main characters, 7 point of view characters. And for these characters, I want you to imagine like a semi-realistic spoof of Scooby Doo and Mystery Incorporated. And while my main characters are all college age, the examples of the actors that I'm going to use for this are definitely not. So really it's just for me to get an idea. I just need an image in my head, and that'll make this better, I hope. So we're gonna go in order of the main character's appearances in the novel. First up, I have Eli, and what I know, but may not have actually put in the story as description for him, is that he is very tall, he's beer-bellied, and he's white. Those are the 3 things I know about Eli. He's the money behind the group. He actually grew up rich, and so his experiences are much different than everyone else's. I think a Parks and Rec style Chris Pratt would be perfect for Eli. I think he nailed the lovable naivety with like a heart of gold, while also still like definitely bringing something to the group. Next up is Marissa, and she is white with curly blonde hair. That's all I know. She's like Goldilocks. She's kind of flirty. Actually, she's not kind of flirty. She is flirty. She's obsessed with celebrity culture, and her #1 celebrity crush is the guy whose house they're at, that they are trying to rid him of the mysterious ghost thing, person, maybe, that is haunting him. She has an insatiable curiosity, she's very loyal, but she's also been described by the other characters as flighty. Like the kind of person you arrive at a party with, but then they instantly disappear and you don't see them till the next day. And I think that Blake Lively, if she were into like a comedy spoof, would be perfect for Marissa. Next up is Trey, and he is tall, he is black, and he has a buzz cut with a beard. He is the most people-oriented of the group. Like he has just this skill around people where he can get them to tell him anything, which is very helpful within the course of this novel. He's an accounting major but doesn't like it, and if Eli is the money behind the group, Trey is like the business marketing side of it. And I used to be obsessed with the show Leverage. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but that is where my celebrity crush and Aldous Hodge first came out, and I think that he would nail this character. So in my mind, it's Aldous Hodge. The 4th character in order of appearance is Holly. Holly is small and compact, and the only reason that I have this image in my mind is because I've described her having to be moved to the front of the group so that she can see. This is how I realize things. She is a tech genius, pre-law, and she likes women. And she is part of the team because she, like Eli, actually thinks that she's seen a ghost. With one notable exception, the rest of the team just kind of believes the numerous reports that are coming out in this time period that ghosts are real and that hauntings are increasing. But Holly and Eli believe they've actually seen one themselves. And for Holly, I'm gonna go with Anna Kendrick because she's not only tiny, but I think she plays the focused and witty character really well, and that is Holly. 5th up is Andy, and he's the unofficial, unappointed leader of the group. He is one half of, in his mind, a soon-to-be power couple. And his greatest skill is actually seeing what other people are good at and helping them like achieve that. I don't know that he's particularly skilled himself. He's also big on thinking about machines that could help like find ghosts. That is his passion, but so far, none of them have worked. And all I have for him right now appearance-wise is just like nondescript white guy, which is exactly why I'm doing this. I had to Google search a little bit to match like the lack of idea in my head with a possible actor slash type of person, and I think I came up with Will Poulter. I've seen him in a few movies, and I think he would play off the faux leader without being a butthead really well, and he can clearly do comedy from We're the Millers, so the Will Poulter type is good. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Sixth up is Jenifer with one N. Jenifer, not two N's like Google Docs kept trying to correct me. No. One N. She is Latina, she is also short, and she has very long black hair. And she's the other half of the supposed power couple. She's a year older than the rest of the gang, and she's about to graduate and become a teacher. And so this is like her last ditch effort before she has to resign herself to graduation. Her presence is very commanding, like she already has that teacher face down, and when she talks, you listen. So she's probably the actual leader of the group. Have any of y'all seen Jane the Virgin? Because in my mind, Gina Rodriguez would be perfect. I think she would nail the sincerity and the drive of the character, but it's a lot different than Jane. So anyways, I'd love to see her in that role, and in my mind, it's Gina Rodriguez. And finally, we get to the seventh main character, and that is Reggie. Reggie is cousins with Andy, he's mixed race, and he's growing out his hair to be very long and flowing. And he himself is quieter. He is a fantastic snoop. He really blends into the background so he can get away with a lot of things. And he's the only member of the team that doesn't outright believe in ghosts. Like, he thinks they're all actually ridiculous. He really only hangs out with them because Andy's his cousin, and kind of to get his parents off his back. They don't like who else he hangs out with, so now he can point to Andy and be like, oh no, I'm going with this guy. People think he's a slacker, but besides Holly, I think he's actually one of the smartest of the seven. It's just how he chooses to use it. And for Reggie, I'm gonna go with aaand, who I don't actually know, but when I was Googling, I saw his hair and was like, that is Reggie. That is it. All right, those are all seven of my main characters, and that is actually my question for y'all today. Who would you fan cast for your story if you were to see it on the big screen? And do you have any writing mistakes, or like maybe put a little bit better? Any quirks that you can see you make on multiple different stories? Like, it's a recurring, not problem, quirk. It's a recurring quirk. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow with the new video. Bye. This would be such a good movie. Am I allowed to say that? The actors would make it good. Whoa. What the hair?